No one of mankind gets a pass. Absolutely nobody. It doesn't matter if you call yourself a devil worshiper, a man or woman of God, an unbeliever, or whatever and however you choose to identify. None of that is of any importance. What's important is that you need to know for yourself why sometimes an out of the blue thought will cause you to feel unexplainable temptation, strong negative emotions, or any other thought or feeling that didn't derive from outside stimuli, and anything in relation to this. First, let me give you a secular explanation as to why you may experience these moments in your mind and body. The heathen likes to front run those who are spiritual by providing scientific explanations as to why things happen, but I already do this myself, paralleling these explanations by providing you all demonic insights. No one of mankind has exclusivity on learning about the human brain and how it works. Now, let me begin by giving you all the secular explanations as to why you may experience spontaneous negative or positive feelings and thoughts. The human mind and body experience various emotions and thoughts, some of which may seem unexplainable or not directly triggered by external stimuli due to a complex interplay of biological, psychological, and neurochemical factors. Firstly, our brains are wired to respond to both internal and external stimuli, and this response is mediated by a variety of neurotransmitters. For instance, dopamine and serotonin are two key neurotransmitters involved in mood regulation and the feeling of pleasure. An imbalance or fluctuation in these chemicals can lead to strong emotions or feelings without any apparent external trigger. Secondly, the brain's limbic system, particularly the amygdala, plays a crucial role in processing emotions. This system can be activated by memories, hormonal changes, or even subconscious cues, leading to strong emotional responses like fear, anger, or temptation without a clear external cause. Furthermore, psychological factors such as past experiences, personal beliefs, and subconscious thoughts can influence our emotional and mental state. The brain often processes information based on past experiences, which can result in emotions or thoughts that seem unconnected to the current situation. Additionally, physiological states like hunger, fatigue, or hormonal changes can also trigger strong emotions or feelings. For instance, low blood sugar levels can lead to feelings of irritability or anger, while hormonal fluctuations during menstrual cycles can affect mood and emotional sensitivity. Lastly, the concept of intrinsic brain activity, where the brain is active and even in the absence of external stimuli, is important. This intrinsic activity is thought to be involved in processes like daydreaming, memory recall, and self-reflection, which can spontaneously trigger various thoughts and emotions. The human experience of unexplained emotions or thoughts is the result of a dynamic and intricate blend of neurochemical, psychological, and physiological factors, many of which operate beneath our conscious awareness. Now, all of that is good information that I didn't mind relaying to you all as it is of importance, but that isn't the final chapter of what takes place concerning the human brain and its spontaneous thought patterns and emotions. I told you all that demons are entities that like to tease and play, yet you must be aware of the nature of these beings. Demonic spirits have no true good intentions for any of mankind at heart. You get out what you put in. But even a verbally established agreement between a human and a demon can still turn sour if the demon chooses to cause trouble for the human if they so choose. You see, people, too many of mankind read about certain demonic spirits and make themselves certain that if a specific demon is known for having good intentions, then that spirit will always treat them nice and fairly. These people make themselves certain that the existing relationship between themselves and this perceived good demon will always be pleasant. Exactly how could this be true? Specifically and precisely, how could one be certain that this is an unequivocal, universal truth if that same good-intentioned demon, who serves an openly evil and prideful demonic spirit whose name is Satan, always treats you goodly and fairly? Since everything that goes on in Satan's kingdom starts and stops with him, how could you be so sure that your relationship with this specific demon of your choice may never become compromised by Satan giving your demon of choice instructions on what not to do for you, thereby leading you down a path of deception and confusion? You as the naive servant simply wouldn't see this coming, as you've been sold on the internet and written trash in books, as well as listened to too many other humans telling you nothing can go wrong, and they always tell the truth. Foolishness. Your mind is a battlefield that too many humans are losing ground on. One of the main goals of hell was to control the minds of human beings. Satan desires to control the human brain because he isn't in favor of using grace and love like his opponent. He is more in favor of being able to make one of mankind do something they're told the first time, rather than wait for mankind to carry out any instructions they've been given. An example of this would be how Satan sees mankind, specifically servants of God, treat God himself. He sees how they take advantage of his goodwill, mercy, grace, and gift of repentance. He sees how mankind receive blessings and instructions from his opponent, which are supposed to lead to the spiritual growth of that servant, the expansion of God's kingdom, and the opportunity for that servant to become even more blessed and witness this same human receive these instructions and decide to do what they want to do, which results in the servant chasing after fruitless pursuits. Satan also is profoundly evil, and while existing in this endless evilness, it is of his nature to test mankind. Sometimes he tests mankind to see what they're made of. Most times it is simply to draw them deeper into sin for the mere pleasure of seeing a human being perish. Satan, although able to move instantaneously, is incapable of being present everywhere at once. He utilizes his network of demons to work against mankind. Demons love to sow seeds, just like God. However, it isn't in the same manner, nor is it with the same intention. God usually sows seeds in a human being to bring forth salvation, deliver revelation, or implant a righteous thought on what to do in a situation. Satan can do these things minus the righteousness and salvation, but he prefers to go about it his way. Let me give you all a clear example. Let's say that you are in the comfort of your home and you've just taken a shower. Let's say after you've oiled yourself and clothed yourself, you begin to sit down on your bed or chair and immediately feel overcome with thoughts of lust. Let's say that the thoughts of lust are so strong and you feel so unimaginably horny that you're even considering having sex with the same gender as yourself just to satisfy this craving. Everything isn't as cut and dry as it may seem. You may have no history of engaging in same-sexual acts with another of mankind. You may even have never looked at such sexual relations online. Yet, in this very moment, you could fill your mouth with the phallus of another man or thrust your tongue inside the vagina of another woman. Do not feel shame if you've ever had these thoughts at any point in time in your life. You were under attack. You were under great temptation. You were under attack by demonic spirits that are eagerly seeking for you to act out on these cravings by giving into these thoughts that they've sown into your mind. Now, Satan is no fool. He knows that lust isn't a sin every one of mankind deals with, though it is an effective tool for the satanic kingdom. You may be greedy. You may have murderous thoughts and intentions. You may be a glutton. You may be a fool, and the demons are seeking for you to act more foolishly. Whatever it is that you're feeling or thinking at any moment at random, please recognize that these thoughts aren't always your own, consciously or subconsciously. They've been spiritually sown inside of you so that you may fall deeper into sin and spiritual bondage. Have you not read the word? Is it not written that just as those who are at war cannot receive a discharge, wickedness will not let go of those who practice it? Satan knows that mankind likes to know everything. He knows that we have a thirst for knowledge, and sometimes we exceed this healthy desire, which turns into greed. Sometimes the demonic speaks through other forms as well. It isn't always thoughts. Your mind may be targeted by the demonic by way of deceptive, thought-provoking words that are being said to you by another of mankind. The television show you're watching, the music you're listening to, various kinds of images and videos, and even moments of nostalgia that causes memories to arise. Just because you may serve Satan doesn't make you one who is exempt. Simply because you serve God doesn't give you a pass either. Satan is a tempter. He cannot force you to do anything. Suggestions, choices, options, and temptations are what Satan uses that cause many of us to sin. However, sin never stays on one level. Sin always grows more and more rampant, and the goal is for this same sin to lead you to hell after death. You see, sin feels good and is enjoyable. Sin can be satisfying, pleasurable, gratifying, all of that. Sin can also be very harsh and cold. Sin can cut a human deep like a knife. Unintentional sins become intentional. And now you're one who doesn't mind committing willful sin. Now you're one step closer to your new master. Sin, whether it be willful or unintentional, as it doesn't matter how it may have been performed, still results in death if it goes unrepentant. You all know who I am and what it is I practice. You know who I serve. A man asked me some time ago, why is it that you speak the truth if you serve the father of lies? I gave him an answer, but I have another one as well. You see, Satan wants all to know who he is and what he's after. He wants the world to know he exists and that he is to return. He doesn't care about what a human may discover about him, as he cannot be stopped by mere fleshly means. You all need to keep this in mind. It's also important for you all to also guard your minds and not entertain every thought that comes to mind, every word said to you, and everything your eyes may see. You also now understand that not every thought you've had in the past and will have in the future are thoughts that have come up from how you feel subconsciously or consciously, coming from a Luciferian. Know this: the next time you have a very questionable, spontaneous thought that has arisen in your mind seemingly out of nowhere, consider that you might just be under demonic temptation and a demonic attack.